FPL Game Week 17 transfer plans. It is very early on in the game week, but I've already confirmed 2 free transfers going into Game Week 17. There were price changes going on last night. There were players I needed to get rid of and players I wanted to buy that were going up in price. So I've already confirmed both my transfers for next week. In today's video, we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at a potential -4 because I've also got Ryan Ait-Nouri suspended after he picked up not just his 5th yellow card, but then got sent off after the full-time whistle as well. We'll have a look at my lineup, talk captaincy and everything in my first Game Week 17 transfer plans. What is up everyone, FPL Harry here. Before we dive in, 2,000 likes is the aim. Subscribe if you are new around here as well, and happy Sunday morning. Now you're all probably watching this thinking, Harry, this is a really weird time for you to upload a transfer plans video. It's normally Sunday evening or a Monday morning, but for anyone who knows, the schedule for the games today is really weird. There's the normal 2 o'clock, the 4:30, and then there are 2 7 o'clock games, including Chelsea at home to Brentford, which I will be at. I won't get home until like 11 o'clock at night. I then have the podcast in the morning and I'm traveling all day Monday because I'm going away. Well, I'm not going away. I'm going home for Christmas over the Christmas period and leaving London. So I basically don't have time Sunday evening or Monday to start looking at a transfer plans video. And then I thought, well, I've just made both my transfers, so I may as well record this and put out my transfer plans video if you want a Sunday morning, because that's when it's going to be most relevant and it's still relevant for the rest of the weekend. So that is what we've done. We've confirmed 2 transfers. We've done Cunha to Isak and Semenyo to Enzo. That was the planned couple of transfers. At the moment, Isak is 8.6 and Enzo is 5 million, but both are predicted to go up in price tonight. I've sold Cunha. He did get a 9-pointer, but he did have like the scenes at the end of that Wolves game. Cunha went behind someone, barged an Ipswich member of staff, and then was seen to be like pushing him in the face. So there's a small chance he might get a retrospective ban for that anyway. It seems unlikely because Jackson did it earlier on in the season against Nottingham Forest and it didn't happen to him. So I see it's unlikely to happen to Cunha, but I know I want to get rid of him. Wolves are performing so badly at the moment. The fixtures coming up don't look great for them either. I've got Isak wrong. Yep, I've got Isak wrong, but it's not because I don't want Jackson. It's because I should have kept Isak and got Jackson now once I've decided to sell Matheus Cunha. That's the route I should have gone down. Isak's upcoming fixtures are okay, but from game week 21 onwards, they have a really nice run as well. Newcastle look like they're really kicking back into gear. He's looking great in front of goal. I needed a bit of money to go and do that, and the other transfer I used was Semenyo down to Enzo. I couldn't go for anyone else. I couldn't go for an Iwobi. I couldn't go for an Ahmad. I had exact money. I was left with 0.0 in the bank to do these transfers, so I confirmed them both on Saturday evening. So just having a look at what this means for my team going into the weekend. So I'm predicting that both Isak and Enzo are likely to go up in price tonight. Just before we do that, a very quick mid-game week review. I'm on 31 points at the moment in game week 16. It is a small red arrow from 30k down to 34k. I don't mind that at all. I've still got Jackson, Semenyo, Palmer captain and João Pedro to play. Ait-Nouri with a red card after full time really isn't very helpful, so he's now suspended for his red card. He'll come back in game week 18 and still be on 4 yellow cards, so he will then still be 1 yellow away from suspension. Gabriel did start, he got his 9. We got the double Arsenal clean sheet. Trent didn't do anything, Salah didn't, but actually as my vice captain, I'm happy Salah only got 9. Saka's been a little bit disappointing recently, and then of course I benched Mykolenko again. Over the past 6 game weeks for Mykolenko, I have started him once. He scored -1 away at Manchester United. I have benched him 4 times. He scored 24 points in 4 games. So that's like 6 points a game week. It's crazy return for him. And the only other game week, I ended up playing with 10 players because I needed Mykolenko, but his game got called off. So effectively, I've needed him twice. He scored a total of -1 over 2 game weeks, and I've benched him 4 times, and he scored 24. A 7 again on my bench this week away at Arsenal, but I was never really going to start him. Anyway, having a look at my team. So I'm now left with 0 in the bank and 0 transfers. It's at about 35k. Looking at how my team lines up going into the weekend, Raya in goal, Gabriel, Trent, they're going to be mainstays in my team for the next few weeks. I've now got the issue of Ryan Ait-Nouri, and we'll talk about a potential -4 to take him out. And I did think I might have to take a -8 this week. And because Gabriel has ended up being okay, it's probably only going to need to be a -4 now. Palmer, we've got Saka, and we've got Mo Salah. At the moment, the captaincy armband is on Salah. If Palmer does really well midweek, on Sunday evening, then maybe he'll get the armband. But I just think that that Liverpool team away at that Spurs side, who are just awful defending at the moment, I'm more likely to put it on Salah. Palmer has been great, and fingers crossed he gets something tonight, but I am currently starting triple Chelsea attack. Now, I don't love the idea of having triple Chelsea attack, but I couldn't afford anyone but Enzo. Palmer I love for what he offers. I think Jackson is a great long-term hold. Enzo is great for a cheap option and can rotate with Rodgers. I could, in theory, start Rodgers at home to Manchester City. Have been pretty all over the place defensively in recent weeks, so that's not fully locked in. Given I've already got double Chelsea attack and Everton are pretty good defensively, I could start Rodgers over Enzo, but that's the rotation that I've got. So no free transfers and nothing in the bank. And of course, Ait-Nouri is now suspended. So I've either got the choice of taking a -4 for another defender, or I play Greaves at home to Newcastle, who just can't get in the Ipswich squad at the moment. So basically he's guaranteed to get no minutes, or play Mykolenko at home to Chelsea. Now, I could play Mykolenko at home to Chelsea, but he is going up against triple Chelsea attack, which doesn't feel quite right. But then based on my previous sort of returns with Mykolenko, if I bench him, he'll probably do really well and my triple Chelsea attack won't do well and that won't feel great. Or I start him and he won't do well, but at least that means that my triple Chelsea attack will do really well. So there is a little bit of me that just says maybe I just play Mykolenko at home to Chelsea. It does mean I'll have 4 players in that game if I do end up starting Enzo over Rodgers, but this is where we're at. It's annoying that Ait-Nouri got that yellow card and then the red card and is basically suspended for forever, it feels like now. Because this was the last fixture I potentially could have played him in, and Leicester have been all over the place over the past couple, well, particularly defensively over the past few weeks, and of course just got absolutely battered by Newcastle and Alexander Isak. So there are a few defenders that I'm looking at. It would be for a -4. Generally, I'm pretty happy with the way the squad structure is lining up at the moment. I've got, a double-arse defence, which is set and forget. I've got Trent, who I'm hoping to hold for a long time, particularly all the way up until they'll double in game week 24. My plan is, and we'll talk about defenders, to rotate some cheap defenders in that third spot. We've got Palmer, Saka, Salah, Jackson, João Pedro, Isak, who look good options for me at the moment. And then I just rotate Enzo and Rodgers and have a good first sub every week. Like I've spoken about it and I'll put it on screen again. The rotation between Enzo and Rodgers does look really nice for the next few weeks. So, well, actually almost all the way up until game week 30 if I needed them both. So as long as they continue to tick along, that's all I'm really asking for. I'm not hoping for them to be groundbreaking, but as a rotating 11th attacker, it doesn't feel like the end of the world. And I'm at a point now that I'm quite happy with how my team is looking. So having a look at potential defenders to buy. So there are a few that I can't afford. So I could go to Robinson, but I don't have the money in the bank. I would need 0.1 in the bank to do Ait-Nouri to Anthony Robinson of Fulham. He'd be the one that I'd quite like, but I can't afford it. And I knew I couldn't afford it, unfortunately, because there was a price drop to Rico Lewis the other night, which is now means I've 0.00 in the bank for those transfers. So I can't go to him. I could go to Kirkes, but I also have an eye on upgrading Greaves. So if I was going to go Bournemouth, I would go Howson. Howson or Zabani could both come in. Zabani is 4.4. He's slightly more nailed in the long run. Now, we've heard that Senesi is likely out for 3 to 4 months, which should get me to that game week 30 wildcard that a lot of us are looking at the moment. So if I can get to that with Howson, I probably would just go there over Zabani because Howson's attacking threat is slightly better. He's slightly less nailed in terms of minutes, but he is that 0.1 cheaper. The one I really want to buy this week is Anderson of Fulham. Now, I can't get to Robinson, but that doesn't mean I don't like Fulham defensively. Anderson has been out for a few weeks, and he is apparently nearing a return. He was ruled out for the game against Liverpool. He is in contention potentially to start training this week. The only fortunate thing is I can afford the price drop, which is predicted tonight on Ait-Nouri. So if he drops in price tonight, I then have to sell him before the next price drop. But it's not guaranteed that Anderson is going to be back. So realistically, if I'm going to take this -4 for Anderson, I have to wait until Thursday, Friday, until I hear the press conference. And if he's going to be okay, then I'll probably move to Anderson for -4. For Southampton at home, Bournemouth at home, Ipswich at home in 3 of the next 4 are some really nice fixtures. And Fulham are pretty good defensively all over the season so far. As I said, Howson's one I really like, but the issue is he's got Man United away this week. I don't think that's worth a hit over just playing Mykolenko, who I've already got. And the only other one is Lewis Hall. Now, he's got Ipswich away. He got 15-pointer this week, but previously it was like 5 blanks in a row, and maybe it's just a big return because he's played against Leicester. So as much as I think Lewis Hall and Anthony Robinson are great picks, I can't afford Robinson. Lewis Hall is just one big return against Leicester. I could go to Kirkes, but I'd rather just save the money on Howson and have him as a bit of a rotation. So the big thing is, like, let me know if there's any other defenders that you want. But realistically, I've got like 4.6 to spend on 2 defenders, like 0.6 to spend on 2 defenders. So that's a 4.4 and a 4.2 or two 4.3s, etc. Because I want to upgrade Greaves at some point. So Greaves to Anderson, if I do that at some point, leaves me 4.4 for an Ait-Nouri replacement at a maximum. So I don't really want to go to a Lewis Hall. I could go to a Colwill as well, but I've got triple Chelsea now, so I can't do that. So realistically, Ait-Nouri will go to a defender who is 4.4 million at a maximum. And looking at the fixtures, there's not really anyone else I really like apart from buying Anderson at Fulham. So if he's available this week, I would most likely do Ait-Nouri to Anderson for a hit and play Anderson home Southampton. If not, I'll probably end up just playing Greaves or Mikalenko in my squad. Housen is one I've got my eye on, but it might wait till game week 18 for Palace at home. So going back to my team, I know it's a Sunday morning. It's a little bit weird time for a video, but things were going and things were price changes and my team was moving, and I decided just to get this video early given I've already confirmed both my free transfers. So I did, just to recap, I did Semenyo down to Enzo Fernandez for when Enzo was 5 million. I'm hoping he rises in price tonight because that's the part of the reason I brought him in. And I did Cunha up to Isak. Again, if either of those rise in price on Saturday evening, which they are both predicted to at the moment, time recording on live FPL, then it'll be worth it because I'm priced out. I would be priced out if either of them rose in price tonight. Generally, I'm pretty happy with my squad structure. My front eight, I'm pretty happy with now, unless there's sort of an injury or something like that. Defensively, I'm pretty happy with. The next couple of transfers is going to be Ait-Nouri and Greaves to two other defenders like a Housen and Anderson, which is the ideal to rotate with Mikalenko over the next few weeks for that final defender spot. That rotation that I've looked at, I've posted it in past couple of videos for, first of all, for Enzo and Rodgers, for those two, for Chelsea and Villa, looks really nice for about the next 15 weeks. But also for Everton, for Fulham and for Bournemouth, those three teams rotate really well. And at times, all of, Chelsea's attack, Villa attack has been good. But also Fulham defence, Everton defence, Bournemouth defence have all also been good at times this season as well. So I quite like what I'm building to. I want to get to it quickly as possible. So I don't mind a hit this week because I just want to set my team up the best long term. But I don't want to talk too much more about my team. I'm pretty happy with it, how it lines up for this week. I'll just have to decide on if I sell Ait-Nouri for a hit once I hear if Anderson's going to be okay. And do I start Enzo or Rodgers? Because there'll be no Sunday evening video and there won't be a video now probably until Wednesday morning when the usual transfer targets will be back. I'll do my best to answer as many questions you leave on the comment section down below. I'm on a train for quite a few hours on Monday as well. So if you've got questions, I might not answer them straight away on Sunday, but I'll do my best by the end of Monday to get back to as many questions as possible. So do come check back if you've answered questions later on in the week, because I hopefully will get back to a lot of them. Do ask your questions in the comments. Let me know what you think of my transfers. Was it crazy to do it early? Fingers crossed Enzo Fernandez doesn't do something stupid or get injured on Sunday evening, because then it will look a bit crazy. But if that was the case, I'll probably just play Rodgers and bench Enzo, depending on what happens. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. Captaincy armband is currently on Mo Salah. Vice captaincy is currently on Cole Palmer. Pretty happy with how the team is lining up. Fingers crossed Liverpool can be a bit better defensively than they were this week. But yeah, that's enough from me. Thank you for watching. 2,000 likes at the end. Subscribe if you are new around here. And I'll be back again very soon.